Dark Sniper here. It was suggested that a tutorial be made on how to create this shimmering effect of the caustic effect of light underneath the water surface. So let's check it out. First, I want to say that it's not my original idea. I believe it was Silver Ibex back in the infiltration days that came up with this tutorial. But we'll try to, at least this is the way I was able to get it to work. I don't know if it's precisely how he did it or not. So to begin, you have to import a texture into my level, and that's this texture right here. And it can be whatever grayscale, black and white texture you want. You might even experiment with other ones, but this was what he called for, and so this is what I came up with in Photoshop. And you have to then make a new texture, and the reason for that is we need to add a class to the texture, and that class is wet texture. Let's call this one shimmer 256 by 256. And so there it is, and this pulls up its texture properties. So we're going to grab the caustic, come down to water paint, and add it right here as the source texture. Just click on that and click use, and there we see it now. The drop type, this is the type of disturbance that will be caused on this surface. So I'm going to leave it like this. This is what, let me turn on dynamic view here. This is what that is. It's just to drop the phase spot. There are other ones you could experiment with and see how they work. Raindrops, you can put that on there and then click in your texture, and it would create little drops, whirlpools, or ripples that look like raindrops. So phase spot, and you see that there's really nothing going on. We have to kind of click to make it happen. So now you can see how that begins to mimic that right there. And now the concrete behind it, which seems to work fairly well, that color, that's just from another texture package. It's from my favorite, Slums Concrete, this one. So we'll select that one, and we'll come up to texture, and we'll put it right here in the macro texture, use. And so it appears there, although we don't see it here. We can change the scale of it right here. So let's grab this texture and we'll apply it to all of that. Rebuild. Now you do see some still, that's from lights. These lights right here are actually creating a water shimmer, but that's not what we saw earlier. So let's then apply this one right here that we've made. Go back to my level, and it would be our shimmer. Hold down Control, left click, and you can select different ones, and then apply. And there that is. Now we still have access to, say, the surface properties. 0.5, apply, see, so, and then if we rebuild, the lighting comes back. Rebuild again. But if we go back into our texture properties and we come to the texture and we hit draw scale, and then rebuild. Nothing happens. I can tell you it happened before. Oh well. Well, there you go. Yeah, it did work. See the difference? It's much smaller. I'm just not with it today. I apologize. The shimmer, the caustic texture became much smaller. If we take it back to, say, 2, hit enter, click it, and there. Yeah. I know what I'm doing. I'm a very good driver. I drive on Saturdays. So there you go. So if I go up to 3 and click it, it's even bigger. So it just depends on what your water surface looks like, to see maybe if it replicates something that you might see under it. If you want to make it brighter, you can come up here to your diffuse and maybe make it 2 and see how much brighter that is. So if you make it a smaller number, obviously it's going to get darker. I'll just leave it at 1. So, it'd be something good to experiment with. Let's just real quick, let's open up slums, because I will say that the texture underneath certainly has a lot to do with it. So if we come back up to concrete and maybe do this one. Whoops. Well, there's our thing. So if we add that, oh, look at that. So I'm thinking the lighter textures will probably function better than the darker, but who knows? You might experience something totally different. Sometimes when you click the X, the box doesn't want to close. See? So that's just a bug I've found in it. But yeah, look at that. I don't experience any kind of lag or performance drop because of it. So, and it seems to be just a really unique look and much more powerful than the shimmer from the lights, although I still think they have their place. So there you go. I hope that helps. As confusing as it may have been. If you have any questions, comments, just let me know. Thanks.